Hello friends, welcome to youtube.com oblique Dr. Vet channel. I am Dr. P. R. Patel, Professor and Head Veterinary Medicine. Here we will discuss important zoonotic bacterial disease, glanders and farcy. In part 4, we will discuss zoonosis, the symptoms in human beings, detailed necropsy findings, and a differential diagnosis of glanders and farcy. We discuss here zoonosis of glanders and farcy, that means symptoms in human beings. The disease has got occupational hazard importance. When the human being come in contact with direct, indirect, or many other ways, the human being get the infection. And infections are observed in farmers, horse attendants, horse traders, veterinarians because they come in contact during diagnosis and treatment, laboratory workers, they come in contact with infected samples. In human being, there is initially a high temperature, there is swelling and pain, usually occur on hands, lips and eyes. And swelling of the neighboring lymph nodes are also observed. Continuation of zoonosis of glanders. The ulcers develop on the nose, mouth in some cases. An important thing is a farcy, is important feature in human being. There is abscess formation and pustule development in the skin. The human being develop infection from animal when they come in direct contact or contact with infected material. An entry of organism into the human being is through injury on skin or injury in mucous membrane or through inhalation. We discuss here the necropsy finding of glanders to provide diagnosis. We have seen there are three forms: nasal form, pulmonary form and cutaneous form. Now in the nasal form, the nodules and ulcers are observed on the nasal septum and terminate bones. The characteristic observation is stellate-shaped scars. What are these? The ulcers of the nasal area, trachea, pharynx and larynx. They heal it, they resolve. And when they resolve it, there is a contraction of the fibrous tissue and it forms a star-shaped cicatrix. So, stellate scars are nothing but a star-shaped ulcers, healed ulcers. This is the characteristic. The regional lymph nodes, especially submaxillary lymph node, it becomes enlarged, indurated, and adhere within a deeper tissue. We discuss here the pulmonary form of the glanders, necropsy finding. In this disease, characteristic is a nodule formation. The nodules are very small, they are light colored, and in lungs, they are surrounded by hemorrhagic zone or as a consolidation of the pulmonary tissue and as a diffuse pneumonia. This is the characteristic finding. continuation of the necropsy finding of the pulmonary form of the glandar. The nodules we have seen that they are small size nodules and their size vary from a very small millet to a pea size. And such small nodules are distributed throughout the lungs. These pulmonary nodules progress to caseous or calcified state, just like a tubercular nodule, surrounded by consolidated lung tissue, fibrous tissue. There is pyogranulomatous nodules are also observed in liver, spleen, and kidneys. We discuss here the necropsy finding of cutaneous form or farsi. Cutaneous form is called as farsi. So here also there is nodules formation. The nodules are observed in subcutaneous tissue and characteristically along the course of the lymphatics because infection is in the lymphatics. Lymphatics of the legs, the costal area or rib area, sternum area, and the ventral abdomen is involved. There is purulent lymphadenitis. The nodules upon rupture they excrete a infectious purulent yellow exudates. That is the characteristic of this cutaneous form or farce. Continuation of the necropsy finding of the cutaneous form of farsi. Characteristic things observed here is the farsi pipes. Now what are these farsi pipes? They are nothing but they are infected lymphatics. The lymphatics are swollen, they are thickened, and they are just like fibroid cord-like. So it is called as Farsi pipes, a cord-like thickened infected lymphatics. These lymphatic lesions coalesce. The small beads are coalesce and resemble a string of beads. That there is Farsi pipes and it contains a string of beads characteristic. The latent glanders may only demonstrate lesion of the lung. There are no other lesions observed in the latent glanders. We discuss here differential diagnosis of glanders. In glanders, we have seen the typical small nodules, nodule degenerate, ulcer formation, discharge of pus. So this type of typical phenomena is observed in many other diseases. They are required to be differentiated and with the laboratory help it can be easily differentiated. The name of the disease are strangles caused by Streptococcus equi, epizutic lymphangitis caused by Histoplasma falciparum, ulcerative lymphangitis caused by Corynebacterium pseudotuberculosis, Botryomycosis and Sporotrichosis are the fungal infections. Melioidosis, typically tuberculosis, it is caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis, and many other cases of pneumonia and allergic conditions are also required to be differentiated from nodular, ulcerative, abscess, and purular form of the glanders. It requires laboratory help for the differentiation. Friends, we have discussed here the important findings, necropsy findings of the glanders. It is important for the veterinary students as well as veterinary officers because this is a very dangerous disease. Comes under Glandan Farsi Act. So requested to share this information to veterinary students and veterinarians to promote the channel. Requested to subscribe the channel. Thank you very much for observing this video.